हेलो। इन दिस वीडियो में हम बात करेंगे आर्मेचर रिएक्शन एंड इट्स इफेक्ट के बारे में। इन द आर्मेचर रिएक्शन एंड इफेक्ट्स ऑफ द पावर फैक्टर कंडीशन के बारे में। वी नो दैट द आर्मेचर रिएक्शन, द इफेक्ट ऑफ द आर्मेचर फ्लक्स ऑन द मेन फ्लक्स इज called as the armature reaction. The effect may be cross magnetizing, which is known as 5A across the 5M. 5A across the 5M. It may be demagnetizing or a cross magnetizing. There is a 5A opposes the 5M, and hence the 5M is a weakness. It may be strong magnetizing or magnetic effect. 5M is a same direction as a 5A. So the both are added or resultant field becomes stronger. Now the different natures of the load on the power factor. The consideration with different cases of the power factor, there are three parts of a power factor condition. First one is a unity power factor. Second one is a zero power factor lagging, and third one is a zero power factor leading. We discuss all these condition in detail. First, we start with the unity power factor. Here the waveforms of the unity power factor and a vector relation of the unity power factor. In this graph, here is the main flux phi m, which is start from the origin 0 to 90 degree, and also is a EMF relation, armature current and flux. In the vector relation is in the x axis and y axis. In the x axis is represented as a EMF E, which is also in the same direction of a armature current. In y axis is a frequency and also is a same direction is a flux phi m. There is a 90 degree between them. In the resultant field, resultant flux phi a is represented here. So in the by using the waveform in the unity power factor condition, which we take some important point for the notation here. The first point is the E lags the phi m by 90 degree. Here the EMF E lags phi m by 90 degree. The second number point is armature current is phase with E. Phase with EMF E. And next point, third point is a field armature turn F with armature turn F, and phi m is in phase. The next point is the flux produced by armature current IA is phase with the flux phi a. So these relations are shown in the following waveform and phasor diagram. It is noted from waveform and vector diagram that the armature flux crosses the main flux and the resultant flux is indicated. So for the unity power factor is known as a resistive load, the effect of the armature relation is such that the main flux phi m is crossed or distorted here. It is a cross magnetizing effect. Now the next point is the second number point is a zero lagging power factor condition. In a zero lagging power factor condition, here we draw the waveforms in a vector diagram of the zero lagging power factor. The zero power factor lagging means the alternator is supplying a load which is purely inductive in a nature. For the phasor relation, we can take some important point like first number point is E is lag phi m by 90 degree. By 90 degree. The second number point is the armature current IA lags E by 90 degree. The third number point is field F is a phase with phi m and the fourth number point is the flux phi A is in phase with armature current IA. These relations are also shown in the phasor diagram and also in a waveform. The E lags phi m by 90 degree. Here the E and phi m, so which can clearly show that the E lags phi m and EA. The second point is IA lags E by 90 degree. Here is the IA and E represent here is both are 90 degree with each other. The third point is the field F is phasor with the flux phi m. F is in phase with a flux phi m. And the fourth point is phi A flux phi A is in phase with armature current. Flux phi A in phase with armature current. Phi A in phase with armature current. So in the it's seen from the above diagram that the armature flux phi A is the direct opposition to the flux phi m, hence it is demagnetizing and hence the resultant is phi r is equal to phi m minus phi A. Hence, in a case of a lagging power factor, the effect of armature reaction is demagnetizing. Now, the next point is a zero lagging power factor condition. When we take the next point is a zero leading power factor cases. In these cases, here is the waveform and also represent here for the vector diagram. Here the main flux phi is 0, 180 and 360 degree. The EMF E is in lag behind the main flux and also armature current and phi A represent here. So in a vector form, this resultant flux phi R is equal to phi m plus phi A. In the zero power factor leading means the alternator supply power to the purely capacitive load. Here some important point which can we write down for the same way. The first point is E lags phi m by 90 degree. E lags phi m by 90 degree. The second point which we can consider here, the armature current IA leads E by 90 degree. Armature current IA leads by E in a 90 degree leads. Third point is field F is the same in phase is phi. Field F is in a same phase with flux phi. And fourth number point is flux phi A is in phase with armature current IA. In this relation are also shown in a waveform and a vector diagram. Here we note that the flux phi m, phi A and armature current are a phase with there are no same vertical line. For understanding purpose, they are shown in a separately. It is a form of a above diagram that the armature flux is the same direction of a flux mains. Hence, in addition of a flux phi m, the resultant flux phi r is equal to phi m plus phi a becomes a stronger. Hence, in a case of a leading power factor, the effect of a armature reaction is strong magnetizing effect. For a conclusion about the lagging and leading or unity power factor condition, to conclude about this discussion, it can be says that the effect of a armature reaction depend on a load as well as the nature of a power factor of a load. For a unity power factor is a cross magnetizing, for lagging power factor is a demagnetizing, and leading power factor is a strong magnetizing effect. The EMF of an alternator is proportional to the flux. Since the resultant flux changes, the EMF and changes, hence the terminal voltage also changes due to the armature reaction effect. Now we take a next point is a voltage drop due to the armature resistance, leakage flux and synchronous reactance. This is a voltage drop is depend on a total 5 factors. The first one is armature resistance. It is also known as a stator resistance. This is known as R suffix A. Second number point is armature leakage reactance. It is represented as a XL. Third number point is armature reactance reaction is represented as a XA. And fourth number point is voltage drop due to the synchronous reactance. And fifth point is voltage drop due to the synchronous impedance. This all factor is a voltage drop due to the armature reactance, leakage reactance and synchronous reactance factor. Now we all parts discuss in detail. We know that the armature resistance is a winding is made of a copper, and let's it is a resistance per phase is a R suffix A. When the alternator is loaded, the current I comes out from the armature winding. Some voltage is lost in the armature itself. This voltage is called as a armature resistance drop. This is known as a IRA. and this drop is in phase with the current. Now the second point is armature leakage reactance. The armature current set up a flux and a portion it does not cross the air gap, but it has a path completed in a stator itself. Such a flux is called as a leakage flux. Here it is a very important line, so I can repeat this: the armature current set up a flux and the portion of it does not cross the air gap, but it has a path to complete the stator itself. Such a flux is known as a leakage flux. Due to this leakage flux, the EMF of a self inductance is a set of is called as a reactance EMF. This EMF is ahead to the current by the 90 degree. Thus the armature winding is assumed to process the leakage reactance. This produced a voltage drop I into XL. Is called as a leakage reactance drop. This is a leakage reactance drop. This drop is 90 degree ahead to the current in a vector diagram. The third point is a voltage drop due to the armature reaction. The main flux is produced by a rotor, but when the armature circuit is completed, the armature carries the current. This produced its own flux. It affects the main flux also. So the demagnetizing or cross magnetizing effect is produced. This effect are explained in more detail in a previous point. Due to the armature reaction, the voltage is dropped. So the voltage drop is represented as a I into XA, where the XA is equal to reactance this reactance, which when the multiplied by I, it gives a drop of a voltage. It's multiplied by I, it gives a drop voltage due to the armature reaction. A drop I into XA and are the similar as the reactance of inductance is the same as the reactance of a armature. It is combined together. In the impedance triangular, it is represented as a RA and XL into XA. XL into leakage reactance and armature reactance. It is a common as a X suffix S. When we draw the impedance triangular in an angle with delta, there is a resultant point is a Z suffix S. The fourth number point is a voltage drop due to the synchronous reactance. We know that the leakage reactance XL and the reactance due to the armature reaction XA are combined together, and the combination is called as a synchronous reactance. Here the synchronous reactance XS is equal to XL plus XA, where the XL is equal to reactance due to the armature. And XA is combined to the leakage reactance. To effective voltage drop due to the synchronous reactance should be leading by 90 degree. Now the next point is voltage drop due to the synchronous impedance. In the above phase reactance XS, when added with resistance armature resistance RA, the impedance triangular are shown. the addition is called as a synchronous impedance. Here the RA added with a XS, RA added with a XS. So we can write that for a voltage drop due to the synchronous impedance is a ZS is equal to RA plus JX suffix S. So drop due to the impedance is called as a synchronous impedance. There is a represent as a I into ZS. So when we represent the per phase equivalent circuit of a synchronous generator, they are represent as a same. So when we draw the equivalent circuit, here is a resistance parameter, here is a inductor parameter, and also is a inductance parameter like a XL and XA. This is a EMF of a supply. Here this is connected with a load. The load voltage is represented as a VT or VL. When the EMF is added to the supply, the current is in a circuit is IA. There is a resistance, so the known as RA. This all parameter is represent as a ZS, and XL and XA represent as common XS. So when from the equivalent circuit we can write the following equation: E is equal to VT supply voltage total, when this is represent as a load, is VT plus J XA into IA plus J XL into IA plus J IA into RA. There is a equation of an equivalent circuit. All the voltage drop are added to the terminal voltage to get EMF. By using the equivalent circuit, we draw the phasor diagram of a synchronous generator. The synchronous generator phasor diagram are generally divided in three parts. First part is at unity power factor. Second part is a lagging power factor, and when third part is a leading power factor. When we draw the unity power factor phasor diagram, first of all, here the current IA is in phase with V. In a equivalent circuit, the current IA is in a phase with V. So first of all, we draw the x-axis in a voltage. So there is a voltage line, and the current is also here. So the current IA is represented as here. The second line is IA into RA, drop the phase with armature current into RA. So in the continuous line we represent as a IA into RA. IA into resistance reactance XS is equal to IA into XA plus X suffix L. So the IA into XS drop the 90-degree lead to the current IA. For leading this purpose, we draw the next line is a 90-degree. There is a 90-degree. Here is a the same phase with Ia into XL. So the resultant is a dotted line. There is a Ia into ZS. This is a common line. It is represented as a Ia into XS. When we draw the resultant phasor with Ia into Ra into Ia into XS, the resultant output is common E0. So we write to Ia into ZS is equal to Ia into Ra plus Ia into XS. Ia into Ra plus Ia into XS. So Ia into Ra is commonly known as E0. So E0 is equal to V Ia into Ra, which we know that its output is V. So E0 is equal to V plus Ia into ZS. There is a phasor diagram for a unity power factor. Now we draw the phasor diagram for a lagging power factor. In the lagging power factor, the current Ia lags V by 90 degree. So when we draw the voltage output, there is a voltage line V. Current Ia is lags V by 90 degree. So current Ia, here the current Ia lags V by phi angle. So when we draw the voltage line and the current line Ia for lagging, there is an angle between is phi. Here the Ia into Ra in phase with Ia. Ia armature current into resistance in phase with Ia. So when we draw the line is, there is a Ia into Ra. So both are in phase with each other. To produce the adding is a similar explained in a unity power factor, we can conclude the output of the voltage. So when we draw the Ia into XL line, there are 90 degree with Ia into Ra. So there is a 90 degree. This line is known as Ia into X, as common Ia into XS. There is a Ia into XL plus Ia into XL. There is represented as a common Ia into XS. When we draw the resultant output of the Ia Ra into Ia into XS, there is a dotted line between them. The dotted line between them is known as Ia into ZS. When we represent the total resultant output is here. So there is a output is a Ia into ZS, resultant for V into Ia into Ra into Ia into XS. For a leading power factor, we know that armature current Ia leads V by 90 degree. Phi angle. So when we draw the phasor diagram, there is a voltage line of a V. It is observed from above diagrams that the unity and lagging power factor loads, the terminal voltage of alternator reduce with the load. Terminal voltage in alternator reduce the load. There is a V less than is E0. But the leading power factor load, the terminal voltage increase with the load. So we write that V is greater than E0. This can be seen by using the phasor diagram. So when in the same way there is a represent current is a leading power factor is a IA into RA. IA into RA. IA into RA is same with a same phase with IA current. The IA current and V the angle between phi. There is a same phase. When we draw the line of a IA into XS, IA into RA is with 90 degree with each other. There is a 90 degree between them. There is a IA into XL and IA into XA. There is common word is a IA into XS. The angle between IA into XS and IA into RA is a 90 degree. When we do the resultant phase, there is a resultant output. The resultant output is IA into ZS. The output is IA into ZA. When we draw the resultant output of V phases versus IA into XS, there is a E0. So friends, this phasor diagram is represented as a leading power factor of a synchronous generator. Thank you.